Hello, everyone. This is Southern Belle Whisper, and I'm coming back with another video for you guys. This video is going to be whispered. I want to be honest and soft-spoken at times, maybe. I'm going to be honest, I can't tell if you can hear the sounds that I'm trying to make because if you watch my other video I posted today, I'm having a real hard time hearing. So hopefully it comes through because I went through a lot of my books the other day and I found this gem. It takes up a lot of my bookcase, but I just couldn't bring myself to get rid of it. I don't know if I got it from Goodwill or if I got it from Walmart when it first came out. This book is at least 10 years old, almost. Too thin to probably take this tag off. We'll try. Come on. But this was 1987. That's how much this book was. And I remember I had just turned 13 years old when Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul came out. And I loved it so much. The next door neighbor girl was my best friend, and she was a little bit older than me, and she gave it to me for my birthday. This isn't the same copy, but I just remember how much that book changed my life. I was already a very avid reader, but I had a very hard time fitting in at school, and I loved these stories and these Chicken Soup books. I'd own the whole enchilada if I could. I'd owned every copy of Chicken Soup books because every time I read them, they just make me feel so good. So I thought, I love this book. I love the sounds it makes. I just don't know if it's coming through for you guys, but I love the cover. I love it's got a sun and a ladybug, and it's rainbow colored, peace signs. Very, very nice. So I want to read something positive. So, letters from, the smile one sounds good. 213. So let's go 213. We will see what this story is about. It's in the Love and Kindness. Oh, so it's a poem. She smiled at a sorrowful stranger. The smile seemed to make him feel better. He remembered past kindnesses of a friend and wrote him a thank you letter. The friend was so pleased with the thank you that he left a large tip after lunch. The waitress, surprised by the size of the tip, bet the whole thing on a hunch. The next day she picked up her winnings and gave part to a man on the street. The man on the street was grateful. For 2 days he'd had nothing to eat. After he finished his dinner, he left for his small dingy room. He didn't know at that moment that he might be facing his doom. On the day, he picked up a shivering puppy and took him home to get warm. The puppy was very grateful to be out of the storm. That night, the house caught on fire. The puppy barked the alarm. He barked till he woke the whole household and saved everybody from harm. One of the boys they rescued grew up to be president. All this because of a simple smile that hadn't cost a cent. Wow. That was all, you guys. Oh, this morning. So, I've been really, really sick. I found out from my doctor I had an upper respiratory infection and bronchitis, and it'll be 2 weeks on Saturday, and I'm still feeling the remnants of it. And it gets worse at night. I just get up every hour, coughing, coughing, coughing. And me and my husband have gotten not too good of sleep, and we've both been in each other's necks the last few days. Just very, very cranky. And this morning, I woke up and I took a shower, and I came out, and my cat was sitting between her food bowl in the kitchen, and she was meowing, and she was swaying back and forth, and for like an hour we thought something was happening to her because she seemed really dizzy, and whatever we had been fighting about just immediately it didn't even matter. Because if for the new subscribers, I do not have children. I don't know if I want to have children. I'm 32 years old, but the way the world is today, I'd love to have children. I think all women are born to be mothers, but sometimes it's just not meant to be. But that's okay with me because I'm a fur mama, and the thought that something happened to my baby, oh, you guys. But as you can see now, she is fine. I just think we woke her up on the wrong side of the bed. She is an older kitty. She's 9. So, I was scared to death. And we just apologized to each other. I told him, I can't remember the first night of good sleep that I've gotten, because I'm a big girl. And I already snore at night. But when I'm sick and my throat is swollen, I have sleep apnea. And my husband could tell, it's really not good for me. So, and this has been going on for so long. Two things of antibiotics, cold medicine out the yin yang, and I'm still dealing with these closed up ears, and I hate it. But it's okay. Let's pick another story. Back to the positivity. So, how about y'all pick something? Okay. On family. Let's see. How about our brother's voice? Oh, in honor of my brother that I lost last year. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. Page 300. Yeah, it's been tough. Can't believe it's almost gonna be a year. October 18th. What's that? 3 months from now? Craziness, you guys. I can't believe it won't be a year since I lost my brother in 3 months. That's crazy to me. Okay, so my brother's voice. Okay, deep breaths. Most people have an inspiration in their life. Maybe it's a talk with someone you respect or an experience. Whatever the inspiration, it tends to make you look at life from a different perspective. My inspiration came from my sister Vicky, a kind and caring person. She didn't care about accolades or being written about in newspapers. All she wanted was to share her love with the people she cared about, her family, and her friends. The summer before my junior year of college, I received a phone call from my father saying that Vicky was rushed to the hospital. She had collapsed and the right side of her body was paralyzed. The preliminary indications were that she suffered a stroke. However, test results confirmed it was much more serious. There was a malignant brain tumor causing her paralysis. Her doctors didn't give her more than 3 months to live. I remember wondering how this could happen. The day before, Vicky was perfectly fine. Now her life was coming to an end at such a young age. After overcoming the initial shock and feeling of emptiness, I decided that Vicky needed hope and encouragement. She needed someone to make her believe that she would overcome this obstacle. I became Vicky's coach. Every day we would visualize the tumor shrinking, and everything that we talked about was positive. I even posted a sign on our hospital room door that read, "If you have any negative thoughts, leave them at the door." I was determined to help Vicky beat the tumor. She and I made a deal that was called 50-50. I would do 50% of the fighting, and Vicky would do the other 50%. The month of August arrived, and it was time to begin my junior year of college, 3,000 miles away. I was unsure whether I should leave or stay with Vicky. I made the mistake of telling her that I might not leave for school. She became angry and said not to worry because she would be fine. There was Vicky lying ill in a hospital bed, telling me not to worry. I realized that if I stayed, it might send a message that she was dying, and I didn't want her believing that. Vicky needed to believe that she could win against the tumor. Leaving that night, feeling it might be the last time I would ever see Vicky alive, was the most difficult thing I have ever done. While at school, I never stopped fighting my 50% for her. Every night before falling asleep, I would talk to Vicky, hoping there was some way she could hear me. I would say, "Vicky, I'm fighting for you, and I will never quit. As long as you never quit fighting, we will beat this." A few months had passed, and she was still holding on. I was talking with an elderly friend, and she asked about Vicky's situation. I told her that she was getting worse, but that she wasn't quitting. My friend asked a question that really made me think. She said, "Do you think the reason she hasn't let go is because she doesn't want to let you down?" Maybe she was right. Maybe I was selfish for encouraging Vicky to keep fighting. That night before falling asleep, I said to her, "Vicky, I understand that you're in a lot of pain and that you might like to let go. If you do, then I want you to. We didn't lose because you never quit fighting. If you want to go on to a better place, I understand. We will be together again. I love you, and I'll always be with you wherever you are." Early the next morning, my mother called to tell me that Vicky had passed away. Mother fudger. I'm trying to keep it kid friendly. Oh, God. I've never read that, by the way. Holy crap, you guys. This is why I keep, okay. Can we do a positive one this time? Okay. Okay. How about on relationships? Okay, let's pick a good one this time. Ooh, a geek, a nerd, a bookworm. Okay, page 30. And this will be the last one. Whew. Okay. Okay, this is by, I don't know, it'll be at the end. A geek, a nerd, a bookworm. Love is not what we have become, but what we already are. Stephen Levine. Stand straight, shoulders back, chin up, eyes forward, smile, I mumbled to myself. No, it was an impossible task. I put my glasses back on and slouched into my usual character. I immediately regretted this decision as I slid discreetly into my desk. His eyes did not even flicker at my entrance. Clearing my throat in an effort to be acknowledged seemed hopeless. As I pulled out my organized binder, neatly labeled History, I stole a glance at him as he sat at the desk beside me. He appeared just as he had in a dream last night, flawless. Everything about him was right. His smile, the way his strand of hair always fell in his eyes, and oh, those eyes. He must have felt me staring, because suddenly he turned and looked at me. I quickly dropped my gaze back to my binder and pretended to be intently interested in finding a worksheet. I didn't dare peek to see if he was still studying me. Instead, I shifted my eyes toward the window. The light from the sun made me squint. Ironically, I'm spending my summer in school. I didn't fail this class, unlike every other student here. I just have an incredible yearning to learn and want to get the most out of my high school career. More simply put, I'm a geek, a nerd, and a bookworm. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught his hand ready to tap my shoulder. Every muscle in my body tensed. His touch was so light that I barely felt his fingers. I faced him with my eyes fixated on the tiled floor. I could not bring myself to look at him. In that instant, I just didn't feel worthy. The homework from last night. Did you finish it? Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Of course I finished it. I also finished tonight's assignment. Don't you know who I am? I'm the single most intelligent person in this school. Every night of the week, I spend countless hours in front of a computer screen. The force behind me is pushing me with an even greater force. Someday I will be so far in the land of outcasts that I will want to carouse with my laptop. No, I have not entered that kingdom yet. For now, I am content knowing that there is something I don't know, what you are thinking right this second. I cleared my throat. Yes, I did the homework. Well, I was a little stumped on question 13. Do you know the answer? With one smooth movement, he put his pencil behind his ear. Me? I said. What? You are the answer? He asked, confused. No. I could feel my cheeks burn. If I am such a brain, how did I just make such an error? I have practiced what I would say to him 1,000 times over. Supposedly, the conversation would lead to an invitation for a rendezvous. He would laugh at my wit and think that no one was more interesting than I. I took a deep breath. Franklin Roosevelt's Brain Trust. Thanks, he said, taking the pencil from behind his ear. I watched him sloppily jot down the answer and turn from his worksheet to the blonde behind him. He tried to impress her by using his humor. She barely chuckled. I would have laughed uproariously, but then I remembered that the joke was not intended for me. I remembered that the joke was not intended for me. I studied her body motions as she leaned forward toward him, twirling strands of her hair around her finger. Any closer, and their noses would have touched. I nonchalantly pushed my pencil off the desk. Distracted, he shifted his attention from her eyes to the floor. He bent down and picked up the pencil that was half gnawed by my nerves. He came up, his nose closer to mine than hers had been to his. My hand brushed against his as I reached for the pencil. Goosebumps ran down my arms and my heart raced. Never before had he shown so much interest. As if that moment were just a figment of his imagination, without a word he turned back to his beauty queen. Disappointed, I hunched forward and leaned on my hand, watching it as she brought out her lip balm. With much exaggeration, she moistened her lips and pressed them together firmly. He couldn't take those perfect eyes off of her. I wanted to scream and shake him and make him wake up. This girl's a complete fake. Behind her beauty queen exterior is wasted, empty space. Someday we will save each other, I silently vowed. In an unconventional way, we are similar. Both of us are in dire need of being rescued from a fantasy world. This alone is grounds for building a relationship. Tonight I could go to Walmart and buy hair dye and lip balm, or maybe search around the mall until I found the halter top she was wearing. I should take advantage of the summer weather and get a bronze skin tone. Instead, I will end up doing homework. No, tonight I will practice. Practice stand straight, shoulders back, chin up, and smiling. Then maybe tomorrow he will ask me for the answer to number 12 and my name, Kimberly Russell. What? Okay. Alright, I know. Oh, God, I love this cat so much, you guys. Okay. Alright, she said that's the end of the video, you guys. That's the end of the video. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.